come back to one other point in that you guys, a few of you touched on this point of have almost user-generated content. You identify some people within the organization that have really good ideas or are really showing expertise in a certain area. And we all, as learning professionals, face this challenge of like creating content, right? And if you could empower people to do that themselves, gives them the tools and the training to do that, and then a way to amplify that across the organization. Is anybody exploring that? Anybody got any thoughts on that?
I do it right now and have been doing it. And that's really how I built out new hire training, was identifying those SMEs, doing videos to start because they were the ones teaching the class. And then you take those videos and you work with them to build out content within the LMS. And then even right now, those same subject matter experts are building their own content and videos in Udemy on new features, etc. And it's really been helpful from a support services standpoint or a client implementation standpoint, because those really are the subject matter experts. You just have to set up what the parameters are and the framework so it's easy for them just to fill in the blanks.
That's cool. And any specific tools that they're using to create? Is it Camtasia, screen recordings?
I'm letting them do whatever they want. So, I mean, a lot of them are just using, we all have Macs. We're a Mac shop. So they're using the Mac video player. Some of them use their iOS phones. Some of them, we just use Zoom for the virtual meetings and record the Zoom, and then they give it to me and I just run everything through Camtasia and do the edits.
That's it. That's really cool.
And then we work with them. Then I work with them intentionally on, hey, what practice exercises can we build with this, right? If it's a skill that we're learning or a system that we're learning. And then also, what are the knowledge questions you need to retain or for retention? So that's the extra stuff I work with them on from a scalability standpoint.
Yeah. And do they get like recognized as subject matter experts within that domain? Like any performance related things with that?
There's not anything official that we put into place, but I'm working right now with our HR business partners to look at how we can do that, looking at it from a career pathing standpoint and a rotational standpoint. So it's not always permanent, but as people build skills and can be subject matter experts, how do we rotate them into a dotted line into L&D where they can contribute and be part of that and be recognized on their own team for that subject matter expertise. So in some cases, somebody had mentioned it before, I think Alec, you were looking for other ideas. Another idea that we have is certain teams where there's constant change of information, they'll have a weekly 30-minute training meeting. And it's all about what do we do differently with procedures, who's a new client we're supporting, here's new features coming with a particular feature release. So system release, so how do you actually do it? What expectations do we have of clients with troubleshooting? So it's weekly training ongoing that either the manager's facilitating or one of the subject matter experts is assigned to that particular release.
We do something similar with the Wednesday, we call them WITs, Wednesday internal training, where we've got a couple different products. And whoever's developing those, when we have a new release or new things, they'll end up leading those Wednesday sessions. So kind of similar to what you're talking about, Steven.
Yep. Another best practice we haven't tried that Udemy uses, and they do it across the company, so you have to have company buy-in to do this, but the CEO of Udemy implemented a Friday afternoon learning hour. So for 1 hour, the whole company, anytime in the afternoon in their schedule, just blocks and learns. And then they have a Slack channel, a learning Slack channel that they all are typing in there. What did they learn about today? What was the course they took? What did they like? What did they didn't like? So it's just this ongoing dialogue. I don't know if you could really do that in a company outside of an LMS company or a content management company, but
I think the thing with that is it goes back to the culture. Right?
Yep.
Even with our weekly, the WITs, that's a session that everybody has on their calendar. Everyone should attend. We've got 700 people in a company. I usually see between 100 and 300 people on there.
All right, that's good.
And everybody is going to pertain to you every single session, but there are sessions that are important for everybody to attend. It's like, oh, I'll catch it on the recording. But it goes back to, how do people treat learning? I love learning. I'm a trainer. Everybody else thinks of it as, I'm not getting my widget made. I'm not using this hour to make my widget. My boss wants more widgets. And so that's why, I even fear like the hour. Oh, you guys get an hour on Friday. Put it on your calendar whenever you want. I would push back on that so hard. I'd be like, you get an hour on Friday. It's 10:30 to 11:30 Eastern. That's your time. Get on that Slack channel. And like, you got to like really, I don't know. Accountability, I think, becomes a big thing. I think a lot of people feel pressure. And as Americans, we're always trying to outperform other people and ourselves. I don't know. I think it's a uniquely American thing. And I think that it's sometimes hard to get that culture. I don't know.